Hey guys, bit of a different one here. Just a quick one. Um, so I had a couple of messages, emails, asking about the strategies. Now, all the information about the strategies that I'm using in this challenge are on the these videos on the playlist. But what I would do is quickly go over the strategies. There's been a few new subscribers lately and new people to the channel, so they might not know. They can go and check out the videos for a more in-depth explanation. But I thought I would do a quick rundown. So as you can see on the randomizer there, there's three. There's Old Faithful, Easy 500 and 2112. So I'll go through each one, just give a brief description of how to use the strategy. They're all very simple, nothing too complicated, and most of you already know anyway. This is mainly for the new people who might not understand what it is I'm doing, and for the ones who have sent emails in. Okay, so what I do for Old Faithful, choose a shoe that's coming to an end like this, screenshot the bead road, and the theory is that no two hands are going to be the same. No two shoes, should I say, back to back on a table are going to be the same. The chances of that happening will be astronomical. So what I'll do then, let me just pin this. So what I'll do then, when this new shoe starts, I know mirror these cells against these cells. Obviously these are the same because this is the same shoe. But the first cell, I'll be looking for a player. Second cell, I'll be looking for a banker to no mirror. And then after I've had a confirmation of two no mirrors, I start betting. So, shall I just wait? Let me pause a bit. I'll wait until we've got an actual blank shoe. Okay, so here we go. We're in the new shoe. We've had a couple of hands, and I'll just use the minus sign of this magnifier as a pointer. So you can see this first cell was the same banker, so that was a mirror. We're looking for two no mirrors. The second one was a player, so that was a no mirror. The third one was a banker. We've got a player here. That's a second no mirror. So now we would be allowed to bet. So my first bet would have been no mirror on this banker, which would have been player, which would have won. So after I've won a bet, I then set out for an hand. I would have set out for this hand, and this bottom one, the sixth hand, got a banker here, so I would have bet no mirror, I would have bet player again, and I would have won again. And then this hand coming up, I would be sitting out because I've just won. And I would be betting on this second column, second hand, and I would be betting banker. Because I've got a player up here. If I'm going no mirror, I would be betting a banker. Let's see what comes out. Seven's usually good. And it is, and it wins, and I won again. So I would have won 3 units on that shoe so far. So that's Old Faithful. Now I use the 10 for around 5 units. Sometimes I push for an extra couple. Sometimes I leave early depending on how I feel about the shoe. And I use D'Alembert progression. Now you don't have to use D'Alembert. You can use flat betting, +1. You can use martingale. You use whatever you want. I'm not bothered. I don't touch. I hate martingale, but I use D'Alembert on that. It's usually quite conservative, and you can use it at your targets. Once I'm done with that shoot, I delete it out my bin. I don't need that beadboard anymore. I don't need that one either. That must have been one from earlier. And once you're done, move on to a new shoot, take a new screenshot, etc., repeat the beat. Nice and simple. That's the Old Faithful strategy. This one you see here is the Twin on 12, and it's a predetermined beadboard of 2 W. 2, then 1, then 1, then 2, hence the name 2112. And that pattern, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, will repeat throughout the beadboard. Apart from that, the only difference is this beadboard is predetermined, as the other one we take a photocopy of the shoe. On the 2112, it's exactly the same as Old Faithful, except this time we're waiting for mirror, not no mirror. So the fourth one would have been a mirror, and then the second column would have been a mirror. So we wouldn't have bet till the third one, second column, for a mirror, which would have won. Then we would have sat out. That one we would have lost because we've got banker here, so we'd have gone for banker. We'd have doubled up on the next one and got player, and then we would have won that one. For this one, this next time we would be sitting out, and the hand after we would be betting banker for a mirror. And the only difference between the two is 2112 has got a predetermined beadboard, and it plays on mirrors. When I first designed it, I used to let the first row decide whether I was going to do mirror or no mirror. But after doing the 100 shoes on this strategy alone, mirror kind of was the better option. Not by much, but it was the better option. So I just decided to stick with mirror. And there you see, we would have won that bet. Banker, we would have been betting banker, and we would have won. So that's them two, which are pretty much the same strategies. The other strategy on the randomizer is easy 500. Now this is not my strategy. A commenter said to me in one of my comments, have a look at this strategy. So I did a video on it. I went to CEG dealer school to find out how to use the strategy and how it works. And how it works is you find a new shoe, you sit out 3 hands, and then you play follow the leader. So we'll go over to this road over here, rather than the bead road. 1, 2, 3, we would have sat out, then we're going to follow the leader, so we would have won by betting player on the 4th hand. Then, after a win, we would sit out. We would sit out this hand, and then we would follow the leader and play player again, and we would have won. Then we would sit out this hand, play follow the leader, and we would have won. Turns out this shoe's not been so bad for easy 500. Then we would sit out, follow the leader, and lose. Now on this strategy, the money management is martingale, which I don't like. But it's only martingale for 4 levels. After that, you cut your losses, you've lost 15 units, start again, try and recoup your losses. So let's have a see where we would have been. Let me just zoom in a bit. So we've established up to this blue one here we would have lost because it was banker. Then we would have bet banker for follow the leader. For 2 units we would have lost because it was player. Then we would have bet player for 4 units and we would have won. Then we would sit out 1, bet banker, we would won. Now if it goes to 3 chops, we would bet chop. So actually, let me just reevaluate that. Player here would have lost, banker here would have lost. It gone to player, so we would have bet banker actually. So we would have lost the 4-unit one because it went to player, and we would have bet player for follow the leader because the chop stopped and lost the 4th level. So that actually would be a loser for easy 500. But I don't do that. I don't start at the beginning of a shoe when I do easy 500. Let me just get something back to normal. What I would do is look for a messy shoe. Something that I think would suit the strategy of follow the leader. So, I mean, something like that's a bit messy. That's a bit messy. This is messy. You don't want a choppy shoe. This is messy. So let's say we jumped in here. We would set out. I usually set out the first hand. So now we would be betting on player. So let's just see how we do for a little bit. But it is a messy shoe. So we're hoping player wins here. So that would be a lose. So we'd now be on 2 units on banker. We'd be 2 units on banker. The thing is with this strategy, it is martingale. That's another loss. We'd be 4 units on player. It is martingale, and you only get four chances. But it did perform quite well when I tested it. And there's player 1. So we win the 4 units. We win 1 unit in profit because it's martingale. Then we would set out the next hand and carry on. And that's the easy 500. If that had been a banker, we'd have bet for the chop. Once you've got 3 singles, you bet the chop. Otherwise, it's follow the winner. Set out for 1 hand when you win, basically. That's easy 500. A good drippy shoe like this, and you're pretty safe at getting your units. Like I said, but it is martingale. You reach that 4th level where you're betting 8 units, then if that loses, you've lost 15 units. And you've got to try and recover that. So, but like I said, when I tested it, it did do okay. So that's the 3 strategies that I'm using. Probably going to use my 2, 2112 and Old Faithful, more than I use Easy 500. But I will throw it in every now and again because it did do all right when I tested it, and it's nice to have a change. You don't want to be using just one strategy all the time. It's nice to change it up. If you're on no mirror, then go for mirror. That's what I do. If I'm on no mirror, Old Faithful, then I'll go for mirror on 2112 for a bit. Just because if you keep using the same thing over and over again, eventually you will run into that losing streak, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So for those that sent the emails, thank you for getting in touch. I hope that explains everything, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.